Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another law school application, law school series in general. This is my second video. My first one I showed what not how to apply, but how to start the process to law school, what website usually most approved schools use, which is LSAC.org. But for this video, I had some questions about why I wanted to go to law school, things like that. And what my status is about the LSATs and everything. So I'm gonna do that for this video. I feel like I'm gonna give you guys an update, show you guys a little bit about the website again, just to show new people and to show what happens when you submit, because I already submitted one application to the school that I wanted to go to. So yeah, let's get started. So since I was little, I always wanted to be an attorney. I loved law. There were two cases that shaped everything. And I realized that, yeah, I want to go to law school. Not like I love like the criminal part, because I don't, but I love the court stuff. Fighting, like if you did something wrong, or if you knew the person did something wrong, fighting for that, showing that they're wrong, they are guilty, and doing that. So the case about Casey Anthony, that was one of like the first cases that I was like, she's guilty, even though, we're not gonna get into the logistics and the legal terms, but at that, I think I was like 11 or 12, even younger. I was like, no. I was so intrigued. Every day after school, I would come back and look if there was any court. I would look at like the comments, what they did. Because back then they did have live, but it was a bit different. So I was like, oh, let's see what happened today, blah, blah, blah. So I love that. I love that. And my dad was like, also saw me like so intrigued. So he's like, you're gonna be a great attorney, maybe you should look at that. Oh, I don't think he even said that. He was like, oh, have you thought of becoming an attorney? Because I think back then I wanted to become like a pediatrician, because I love kids, or something like that with kids. But he was like, maybe you should look into that because you like it. So I was like, yeah, maybe. And that's when I decided that, yeah, this is what I need to do. So that was just the beginning. I started really also into immigration. Back then we used to live in East Boston. It was very immigration based. It still is. And I was very passionate. I've always been passionate about immigration, about helping people, especially if you didn't do anything wrong, if you pay your taxes, if you work, that if you can, you should be able to become, even if it's a resident, not like a citizen, like things like that. I've had people in my family who've been through the process. My parents went through the process. So it's just something that I've been passionate about, because some people, not all of them, come here, because I know there's some people who come just to do wrong. But some other people come here because their lives in other countries are horrible. They can't work, they can't feed their kids, and like the only option is to come here. But that's like a whole different topic of immigration that maybe one day I will have on my YouTube, but not now. That's very controversial right now, especially like with the borders and everything. So we're not going to talk about that today. But those two things have always, like, immigration, even since I was like even younger, was one of the things that most moved me. I was always pro-immigration. And when I was in college, I decided, well, before that, I decided like, yeah, I'm going to law school, I'm going to be an attorney. That's what I want to do. So the college that I went to, the university, they didn't have like a pre-law thing. They had like political science, and then they had criminal justice, which you can do either like two paths, either going to law or going into like police. So I chose the one going into law. I applied for the scholarship in DC and I got approved. And I interned like Monday through Friday. It was called the Washington Center. It's a great opportunity. If you guys can apply to it, please do. I will leave the link down below. And so you intern at a place depending on what you like. Some people wanted to intern even at the White House, some things at like some smart things. People did law firms. I did a nonprofit organization called Mil Mujeres. It's an organization that helps victims of crimes, women of domestic violence, men and women for both. If you were able to help, like, it's a U visa. It's a visa for victims. If you were able to help the police, you went to court, you helped them when you were a victim, you can apply for this visa. It takes a while. There's only a certain amount of visas that the US allows a year. But the good thing is that if you come illegally through the border, you don't have to go back to your country and wait 10 years for to petition. So I love that. I loved helping people. I learned stories of some women who decided to stay in a relationship and they were beaten to death. Their kids were beaten. Like, it was horrible, but I was able to learn about that. I learned about the U visa applications, what you did. That was something that really changed my life, because there were people, like women, men, that went through horrible things and they thought, oh no, I can't get help because I'm an illegal immigrant. I can't get help. But they realized that, yeah, you can. If you were a victim, if you helped the police, if you didn't do anything wrong, you are able to get some form of immigration aid. If it's waiting for the U visa, if it's after a certain amount of time getting a work permit, being able to work legally. Like, people want to work legally. People want to stay here and do the job legally. They want to keep paying their taxes. They want to help. They want to help the economy, but in a legal way. So that's something that really, like, those 6 months that I was in DC, they changed me. So other than like what I did, so Monday through Thursday, you're in the internship. 1 days in the week, you have classes in the afternoon, depending on what class you picked. I picked like criminal law, I think. I don't know. I picked something different that I didn't do I don't think I did it in college. So I picked criminal law, I think. Criminal law and procedure, something like that. So I was an attorney who taught at a law school. He came to teach in the class, and you did assignments, you had lectures, like a regular college class. And then on Fridays, you were in your group. I was in like the legal group, so they would talk about things that would happen after college. If you wanted to become an attorney, if you wanted to become a politician, things like that. So, and then if you wanted to go into law school, they would take you to law schools in DC. So like, that was great. So my plan was to go to law school right after college. So I went to DC spring of junior year. And I met many attorneys, and their advice was just like, wait, just work a year and then go to law school. Just work, because you're going to get experience. And that experience, you're going to go to law school and you're going to have a bit more experience, and that's going to help you through law school. If you're able to work at a law firm, even better. It's going to help you. Many things you learn in textbook are just textbook things, but you learn much more working at a law firm, getting the experience. So that's what I did. But it's been like 5 years. So yeah, I know. So I was like, well, last year I was gonna apply, but that didn't work. So I was like, no. It's been more. It's been 6 years now. So I was like, no. I need to become an attorney. I am like, there was some jobs that I had that I was getting paid really little. I was getting paid pennies for the work I did, for like everything I did. I did personal injury, which I did all the work from the beginning to the end, and they would just sign off. They would just negotiate the amount, and they would be getting big amounts of money, and I would get my regular pay. And I know that I wasn't getting paid enough. I knew that. So I'm like, oh no, I need to become an attorney, because that's what I want. That's my passion, and that. So that's like the logistics of why I wanted to become an attorney. I'm going to show you guys. So I applied to University of New Hampshire School of Law. New Hampshire only has one school of law. That's my go-to. I visited this spring and I fell in love. I loved it. And that's the school I want to go to. So I already applied to that. I did that like, I don't know. I did that like 3 weeks ago because I want that as my top choice. So I have other schools in Boston that I also apply. I started applying to them. So you can apply, start the application and edit it and exit it, like whatever you want, because sometimes you have to either preview it before you submit it or you have to pay. Usually you have to pay, some schools have like an application fee, and others like just like a processing fee that they charge. So you have to pay for it, and it does get expensive. I have many of them. There's one that like the fee, there's an application fee which is like $85 and then $45 for like the process. It's like it's not like a processing fee, but it is. So like it's like $130. Like it's a lot of money. So you really have to think about the schools that you want to do, because this isn't expensive. It's not. I already paid the CAS program, which they have your letters of recommendation, they have your transcripts, they have your LSATs, and I paid for that this year in the beginning, so I didn't have to pay. I think I didn't have to pay for it again, which is good. So I just had to pay for it once, but like that adds up. I'm gonna show you once I'm done applying. I'm gonna show you how much I wasted. Like not how much I wasted, but how much I paid for everything. And like law school in general is expensive. Applying is expensive. If you're taking many LSATs, I took like 3 LSATs. My grade would go up 1 point. I'm not gonna go into like what I got, blah blah blah, because I don't want people to start judging me, or like, you know, people on YouTube. So I am going to avoid that. But I was like, no, it would just go up a point. So I'm gonna be like, you know, I have awesome grades. Well, did I want perfect LSATs? Yes, I did, because I'm a perfectionist and that's what I wanted. But I realized that that's not gonna happen. So I'm applying with those grades to see what happens. Hopefully they look at my grades, my recommendation, my experience, and they're like, you know, her LSATs weren't the best, but it's okay. So that's my plan. I wanted to take it again in October. Not October, but we're in October, like in November or something. But I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do that. I'm thinking about it because it's like a long process while you're studying for it, actually taking it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I will. I think I'm trying to apply to all my schools before Thanksgiving. But because I don't want to leave them to the last minute. Even so, I already applied to one. I have like six of them, 5 or 6 that I'm thinking applying to. I already applied to my number one school. Some of them, if you really want to go to that school and you apply early, it's like on a rolling basis. So if you really want to apply and you really want to apply fast to it, they look at that into consideration, that, oh, this is my number one school. If you say yes, like that's it, I'm going to this school. So that UNH didn't have that, but I applied to it early because I wanted I did a personal statement, and I did like an addendum statement just to show or to explain like my health situation. Not as an excuse, but to explain that that's why I couldn't, like I wasn't working for like a couple of months, and now I'm working, and like to explain that, because there's no place, like usually these applications are like the biographics, the like, have you been to what school you went to, like things like that. So it doesn't, or like, did you commit a crime, a felony? So, and it doesn't explain like your situation. So I used those statements. Well, I did my personal statement as I answered, like it's like it can only be up to 2 pages. Oh, why do you want to go to law school? So I did that. I love the one I wrote. I feel like it shows who I am. It shows how I write, and it shows me how I am. But I'm not gonna play, oh, I'm sick, and no, I'm not sick, but you know what I mean. Oh, this and that happened. But they have addendum statements where you can write certain things that you want them to know. So I did that because I don't want them to, oh, she has like a gap in her history. Why? There's like an explanation for my gaps. So I wanted to do that. So I'm not going to show you my personal statement. That's something private. So I'm not going to do that. Not my LSATs. But yeah, but I think like for this video, I was like, maybe I'm not. It's been like a long video of me just like rambling. So I think I'm going to stop it here. For the next video, I should have a couple of, by then, because I do this once a month for now. Unless you guys want me to do it more, just let me know down below and I will do it. I don't mind being on camera. So that's the situation for now. So I think for the next one, I'm gonna, by then I've applied to most of them, or more than I have, and I will show you how I organize my notebooks. Like, I have my planner that I use to organize everything. So I'm going to show you that, like my organization process, once I apply to more schools. So this is it, guys. I know this was like a really chatty law school one, but I really wanted to show you, or to explain why I want to go to law school. Just because I just want to, and I want to waste all this money just because. No, there's a reason why I want to become an attorney. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.